So I once had a friend, which at that time he was telling me about how he was from a broken home, and how he had no relationship with, I guess, his dad, and it was just going on and on and on and on. So me, I was like, we that have our both parents together, we are not in any way better than he is. That is just a privilege. It's just an opportunity, so he shouldn't beat himself. After all, it wasn't his fault that his parents never stayed together. I guess he said they never married or something, so I was like, it was never his fault, this and that. So along the line, while we're talking and talking, I was like, your good parents are examples of parents you should surpass, and your bad parents are the. So I was encouraging him that his good parents are the example of parents he should surpass, and his bad parents are the example of parents he should never become. That the lot of his parents must not become his. It shouldn't define his lifestyle and all. And so while we were just discussing and discussing, that's how he mentioned his. Okay, he's now told me that his parents were like never married. They were never married. You know this fling thing where somebody gets pregnant and the man does not want, or he just wants the baby, he doesn't want the woman. And so we got talking and talking and talking, and then he mentioned his child, that his child is with his mom. And I'm like, really, are you married? He said no, that he wasn't married. We were not married. So what's up with the child? Where's the child talk coming from? Now said that he impregnated somebody, and the that the parents gave birth, and I know that he gave birth and the child is with his mom. And I'm like, really? So in my head I was like, this person is already following the footstep of his parents. The same thing he's complaining about is what he's already becoming. So, and this is what I've noticed, a lot of children follow the footstep of their parents. The same thing they complain about. I don't like this about my mom, I don't like this about my dad. The more you complain, the more you become like them. I don't know. People don't pay attention to see that they are already becoming the same thing they are complaining about. So, in a nutshell, while you are complaining, be observant, pay attention to those things you are complaining about, and be sure that you yourself, you are not becoming that thing, the exact thing you are complaining about. Because if you don't pay attention, your children will have the same thing to complain about, and that you don't want. I know somebody, my pastor, who said his dad was a very stingy person, and he himself was he was stingy, but he never knew. He was always complaining about how stingy his dad was, not knowing that he himself was more stingy than his dad. He was miser. He said his cousin will always tell him, you are stingy. He'll tell the cousin that you are covetous. Until when he eventually sat down and thought about it, and he was like, indeed, I'm becoming just like my father, and I don't want it. And he worked on it, and now if he has any money on him and he needs it to do something, he give it to his wife, because if he keeps it, he's definitely going to share it. That's how much of a giver he has worked on himself to become. So don't just complain, check within and do the needful.